All right, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Survive to Thrive. Today we are going to do a panel on open houses. Joanne Kelly, you've got the floor.
All right. Hey, John.
Good morning.
So for my open houses, I formulated a strategy based on my community because I do farm a small community that's like a small city within Tampa, Temple Terrace. And my goal is to know everyone. And so my open house strategy is just to meet people that I can continue to connect with in the community. And so we'll get people from out of area, we'll get nosy neighbors, but I start with my marketing and I want to market my open house no less than 3 days. So for example, I have a listing going on today. So if we do an open house this weekend, we'll put it in the MLS right away when we go live. And then I will do an open house either both Saturday and Sunday, or I'll do just one day, but sometimes both days, depending on the pricing strategy. Because my open houses, I don't only do them to get leads. I really want to create the energy around the listing. But if I'm an agent that doesn't have the listing, then it's more of a lead strategy. And so I always put my signs out. I put branded signs out and I put them as many as I can. Right now, I probably have 15 signs and that's not enough. I need to order more because I want 3 signs at least on the busy corner. And I want them everywhere. And I want my branding on them because I want everyone to know that it's me. I even do this for my like newer agents that are doing open houses on my listings. I still market them. And then I try to help them. I might go by the open house if they're doing it and give them some pointers as far as how I talk to the neighbors that come in or other buyers. And so I don't ask people if they have a realtor. When they come into the open house, I have information about the property. I have a lot of information on what's going on in the community as well. And I always ask them, what brings them in? Was it the signs? Did you find us online? I ask them if they're buying or if they're just nosy neighbors, because I love to talk to nosy neighbors. And so if they have an agent, they'll tell me, I'll say, okay, who is it that you're working with locally is what
Mhm.
I ask. And
Mhm.
they'll say, oh, I forget her name, or, oh, it's this person. And if they have an agent, I just ask them to sign in and put your agent's name down so I could please follow up with your agent. And if they don't have an agent, then I, tell them a little bit about the house and say, look around. And then I check in with them and I carry my notebook. I tell them I'm so bad with names, so I'm going to write down your names. And then I ask them a little bit about themselves and follow up from there. But I think, like anyone, there's always opportunity for better follow up because I think the follow up is where the magic happens, and I can definitely improve on my follow up. But I always have some marketing at the open house, like cookies with my business card attached to them or notepads with my information, because my goal is just for everyone to know me.
Okay, let's pause right there. So we're coming up on 4 minutes, believe it or not, Joanne. You did amazing. Guys, I don't know how many notes, what you wrote down on that, but I took at least 4 action items from what Joanne just shared. Nick Demirs, thank you so much for sharing that in the chat. I'd love for all of you guys to do that because you may be picking up something that somebody else didn't. And when you put it in the chat, we can all share it. Joanne, so proud of you. Really,
Thanks,
really,
John.
really, really proud of you. Russell Etheridge, let's go.
Thank you, John. Hey, so I start my when I'm planning my year, I include open houses. So this year, my goal is to do 35 open houses. And so what I do, I've done 13 year to date. So I love them. It suits my personality. I have 3 different types of open houses. One is new to market, then my own listings, and then where I collaborate with other agents. And so I'm constant. It allows me to meet other agents and allows me to have more community. So new to market, I start on Thursday, um, and I canvass the neighborhood, and I hold uh, 1 hour prior to the assigned time that I'm marketing over the social media and things. I hold that for the neighbors, and they come in and I have some treats, and it allows me to you know, lead gen. It allows me to get my name out there and brand, and also create more community. On my own open houses, that's my main goal. I don't like to share them. Uh, um, I love to know what's going on. It gives me better connection with my clients. So as I don't have 10 listings at a time like some folks on here. I wish I did, but the way my business is right now, it allows me to hold my own open houses. Um, uh, and one of the things for that is that no one's more invested in their house than me. I'm telling that at the listing appointment, so I want to carry out with that. So that's kind of why I do that. And then on my collaboration, um, I'll reach out to the other agent on Wednesday or Thursday, and I ask a lot of questions because I want to understand the motivation, the history. Because I hate to walk into an open house and they don't know anything. The other,
Mhm.
the person holding it, or they have YouTube on, or a football game, or something like that. So I use that to know as much as I can about the neighborhood. And I do hold. I would love to be like the neighborhood expert, but I do hold them all over town. So this year alone, I had a $1.26 million sale in my own listing. I picked up a 1031 exchange for 1.8 million, and then in a neighborhood way north of Austin, um, I used John Dietz. Uh, it was probably my first weekend, and I used the I like to keep my friends and family updated on the market because they didn't want to give me their information, and that's how I got them. And that's a $600,000 listing, and they're moving up. They want to move up, so it's probably in the 750 range. So they work for me. Um, uh, I post on social media. I start on 2 days before. Um, Joanne, I got to buy some more signs. I have 10, which I thought was a lot, but I'm going to buy more. So I took I definitely took that. Um, where we live, there's someone here. Jacqueline lives close to me. They don't. Our city doesn't like branded signs, so we have to use those ugly red ones that just say open house, and you have to print out the address. It's so tacky. So I put that, and then I put my branded next to it just to kind of sneak, and they get picked up, and I have to go pick them up from the city. So you just do what you have to do. Um, I come from a retail background. Um, Gas stations. I owned a bunch of gas stations in my family business. So we greet everybody. It sets people off. You don't positively, and if someone's going to come rob you in the retail business, it takes them off their train of thought.
Hey,
So,
Russell, Russell, can I jump in here for a moment? We're at 4 minutes and I've got a
okay.
question for you. What's that greeting sound like when you say you greet everyone?
Um, sometimes it's really, hi, how are you? What brings you in? And I also use this, hey, what's your story? And they're like, what? I'm like, what brings you in? And, yeah, that's
Love
it.
that. Love
Oh,
it.
I do have one thing about the agent. How I ask them about the agent, I go like this: "Hey, will your agent be joining you?" And that they go yes or no, and then they go, "Oh, we're working with an agent. He's not with us." I go, "What does that mean?" I started that from you because I think people lie about it, and I've even asked them, "Do you have a contract? What does that mean to you?" And they go, "Well, we have someone we're talking to." And I go, "Are you contractually obligated?" And then I use John Dietz. What does
Well
that
done,
mean?
my friend. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Hey, Anna Morales, let's go. You got the stage.
I host a lot of open houses. I'm with Karen Rawlings, and one of the things I have done is that I have this coupon book, and I think Karen talked a little bit about it. I That's how I get the people's information. Also, before the open house, I like to door knock and get to know the neighbors. And one of the things I do, because I don't like to be awkward, is try to get to know them if they have kids, if, I compliment them on what they're wearing, trying to understand so it doesn't feel awkward. And when I follow up with them, I also don't want to feel that they're uncomfortable. They've had to give out the information. Um, but the coupon book, I think it definitely works because that's another way to follow up with people. I try to stay mostly on the seller side, and I like to follow up with them. Have you used the coupons? Do you have any questions? And that's how I typically do it. That's all I got.
Hey, I got a couple questions for you. First of all,
Uh-huh.
your camera's not on. I don't know if that's on purpose or not. Just
Yeah, I'm in the
yeah,
middle of dropping my kids to school.
no worries, my friend. It's okay. So the coupon book is something that you give to everybody who visits and registers. Is that correct?
So I don't have it physically because it will be a lot of paper. I try to, that's the way that I get their email address
Okay.
and
So
get their information. If you write your information neatly, I can email you the coupon book.
love that. Love
And
that. I love
it,
that. Thank you for sharing. By the way, door knocking before the open house, staying focused on this other side, all really good stuff. Okay, Ervin, I can't wait to hear what you got to say, man.
Good morning, John. Good morning, everyone. About the open houses, I did almost 25 open houses last year, which is 2024. I don't have any listing yet, so I didn't do any open house of mine. And Joanna Kelly in my team, in our team, out of 100, she's the best. The first thing, she used to keep the signs all over. I don't have that many signs. I'm using office signs. That is the one point I note from her, which is almost every open house for Joanna Kelly, the people come in. I used to say, how come all the agents they do, and I'm taking all the open houses from the people. I never saw this much turnout. And she said, no, this area itself, they are curious to get inside, but I don't believe she's doing something else. People are coming. Well, coming to other point, Joanna Kelly, she taught me what to speak myself when I'm in open house. I don't want to disturb the people. Look around, ask me any questions. But she asked me, you had to engage, and she asked, where are you from? How are you moving? From where you are moving? And the good thing with whom you're working locally, I learned from her. So this is baby steps for me, even though 1 year. And one more thing, I don't know whether I can do my medical building, which is listed past 6 months, 1.9 million, but I didn't do any open house for that commercial building. Somebody has to give me some thoughts about it. Well, I used to do, like my mentor said, you had to go around and do your legwork, at least 50 places you had to keep your flyer before one day for the open house. I did. Almost 5 to 6 times I went, I did. I don't know whoever come up or not, I don't know. And one more problem I have, people who come inside, they write their email address, which is, I feel that's a language from script from heaven. I can't understand. I used to call them and text them, no one answers. So that is one thing I'm looking at. If I can keep a digital, interacting, they are going to type. That might be good. I want to some ideas from you guys. And so that's, I don't want to take much time. Thank you for giving me the chance to speak.
I love this. Okay, so I have a couple comments and I see so many smiles on that. I went to gallery view because I wanted to see everybody as you were talking. First of all, so well spoken. Uh, Joanne Kelly, for those of you who know or don't know, joined our group about a year and a half ago as a new agent. Follow the story. And Joanne Kelly is now crushing her real estate business. Ervin is Ervin, how long have you been a realtor?
I'm past 1 year, 2 months, I guess.
Okay, he's at 1 year and 2 months, and he is modeling Joanne Kelly's success. And does he sound like somebody who's going to be successful in real estate? Raise your hand if you absolutely believe this guy's going to crush this business. 100%. 100%. So inspiring. Oh my gosh. All right, Victoria, I saved the best for last. Let's go, girl.
Not really. I think everyone has really good ideas.
I totally agree.
Some I implement and some are new to me that I got this morning that I wrote down. So when I do an open house, I like to be ready by Tuesday for Sunday is my day, and I'll tell you why. I put about 35 to 45 signs out. I do use the trash ones on Amazon, and I have a few branded ones that go closer to the house when you get in the neighborhood. Number one is I always forget where I put them. So if I forget and they they get tossed, they get tossed. I put signs out by Friday and Saturday. But the first thing I do when I see the house that I'm going to do host one at, and it's usually my listing, I want to identify the buyer, and there's two reasons. If it's someone who's going to upsize to a bigger family home or someone who's going to downsize. And then I door knock a neighborhood nearby that fits that criteria. Whether it's smaller homes that a family might outgrow this home and want to buy the one I'm doing an open house. So I door knock and give flyers. And then I do the neighborhood itself. One, I want people to see how hard I'm going to work to sell your home, get my name out there. But this flyer says, pick your neighbor. Who doesn't want to pick their neighbor? I've actually sold a few homes where the neighbor had a friend that wanted to be in the neighborhood. You would be surprised about the conversations that you can have. So I do two neighborhoods, door knock as much as I can, hand out flyers. Most people don't answer the door, so you're not going to be stuck there forever. It's super simple. I do my door knocking on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. One of those, or maybe a little bit each day. Just so I'm not, this takes 5 hours total from starting your open house on Tuesday to implementing it, right? So another place I put my signs, and I really target a lot of churches, and this is why I do Sunday. I just do cookies, simple drinks, and I make the cookies there just so it smells good. It's an old silly trick, but people like it. And people who are in church, no matter what denomination, what faith you are, they're always hungry. They see those signs, and I put them at the end of every church parking lot. Any exit, there are two signs, one on each side, that shows you, hey, there's an open house not far. My best open house, I actually did with my daughter, and we hosted a football game, and we had it on a projector screen. Only it was an empty house. We had a turnout of over 60 people Sunday afternoon. I mean, it wasn't even a local winning team. It was a Charlotte Panthers. So come on.
Wait a minute. You got 60 people to show up to watch the Panthers?
Right. This was when Christian McCaffrey was on the team.
Oh,
So
okay. That's
a little
why.
bit of a difference. But if you can kind of, and I also run an Instagram ad. So I turn my Instagram into like a business account. So much easier to run a boost and an ad on Instagram and target your area than it is on Facebook. I'm kind of nervous about doing ads on Facebook because it seems like everyone gets hacked. So
If I can butt in one moment, I want you to share one more thought that you want everybody to have. Everybody else, you got questions, please put up. I'm going to stop saying that. Please put up your digital hand so I can come to you quickly. Okay, Victoria, one last thing you want us all to know.
don't overthink it.
Don't
overthink it.
Don't
It doesn't have
overthink
to be
it.
fancy.
There you go. That was awesome. Awesome on all of your parts. Very well done. Okay, Jacqueline Foreman, talk to me. You're on mute.
Question for Victoria. Good morning. On your Instagram ad, can you speak to exactly what you do with that? Like, do you boost it? How many people or whatever you can share with me?
Let me look. Yes. So when I go and make a post and it'll say boost post at the bottom, it's going to go in and you can target your area that this is going to go to. So it'll tell you profile visit, website visits, messages. I go for messages.
Okay.
And then call to action. Nope, that's not what I do. I lied. I do for profile visits, suggested audience, home buyers. You can put home buyers, and it'll
Okay.
tell you what specific area your home buyers are in.
Love it.
And the more money you put into that, the more people it's going to reach.
There you go.
So I run an ad for about a week.
Thank you.
Sean Fuentes, talk to us. Jennifer, you're on deck.
I have just an add-on. everybody's talking about focusing on a specific area, and I'm sure they do this. Make sure when you have time to walk the other listings in the area so that you can talk to the people. It shows a lot of professionalism if you're like, hey, where are you going next? And they say, oh, we're going to 123 Banana Street. And you say, oh, you know what? I've been in that house. Look, it's got a great this or it's got a great that. And then one last thing. When I got in 2015, I took an open house class. The guy said 27 signs. I've never had more than 4 for a lot of monetary reasons. None of my signs have been branded. What I would say is, do what you can. You just need people to be looking at your sign. And one way to do that is to attach a balloon to the sign so that as they're driving by, that little bit of movement will catch their eye and they'll look at your sign. The branded signs are amazing. And the more you have of those, the better. But you can get away with minimal amount of signs with a couple of balloons on there and still be successful.
Thank you, Sean. Jennifer, let's go.
Okay, so after you've collected all of the information at the open houses, what does the follow-up look like, and how do you continue to keep following up with the people? What does that look like after you have all of that data from people? Because like Joanne, I want to be my neighborhood expert, and I've done a few in my neighborhood, and I just need more help with the follow-up because I'm new and I'm not sure what that looks like.
All right, who wants it?
I can tell you that on mine, I use notes off my phone. So I title it and then I take down everybody's name. I don't let anyone type their own name because I just don't trust them. They're mistyped or whatever.
Okay.
So, that tells you a lot about my personality. But I also am writing down, they've got 2 kids. They got to, what they're doing. And I put all those notes. That goes to my seller like within 30 minutes after the open house. I'm sorry, yeah, to my seller. And then when I'm helping collaborating, it goes to the other agent. First of all, it builds credibility. It lets you know. And sometimes, hey, it's a whiff and nobody shows up. And then we go back and think about it. But
Okay.
what it's doing is showing promptness on your time and efficiency and that you're paying attention. And then you don't want them calling you. And then I just follow up with the people just like you normally do. And some won't return the call, some won't return the email. But when I do it that way, and I'm telling you, I'm getting better success with information utilizing the scripts from this.
Okay.
Good stuff. Guys, I would tell you ghosted is better than stop. So if somebody is not responding to you, it's not the worst thing that can happen. Getting a response, stop, is the worst thing that can happen. So don't stop following up with people. Just because they're not responding doesn't mean they're not a potential candidate. Victoria, talk to us. Matthew Kemps, you're up next, and that's going to be a wrap for today.
Okay, so I'll do this as quick as possible. When I talk to people in my open houses at the end, I want to know what exactly they're looking for. And you don't have to push this house. They're not going to buy that house 9 times out of 10.
Right.
So I write down in my head, and I don't forget things. It's a blessing and a curse. I know what they want. And so when I follow up, I find a house that's on the market that fits their criteria, and I start the conversation. Hey, it was so nice meeting you. Since this house wasn't a fit, I wanted to see what you thought about this. And then you get more specifics in what they want, and you can have that conversation without being salesy. Because the one thing people want to be is valued, heard, and seen. So they want to know that you actually took time to go look for a house that might interest them. And that house they're going to pick apart anyway, but it's a better conversation.
All right. Got the mic right there.
That was awesome.
Holy cow. Unbelievable. And Jacqueline,
This was great, guys.
Jacqueline Foreman, I got to tell you, Victoria's a fan. She's a fan of you. And
I'm a fan of her.
and to see your response, your reactions to what she's sharing, I love it. I just love it.
Thank you. Me too. Yeah, she's someone to be followed and watch over the years. She's amazing.
Hey, John, may I add something?
Please do.
This was really great, and I love that this was what was happening today. Renee also has a master class on open houses from 9 to 10:30 today for the next 3 Mondays or 3 Tuesdays. So if anyone wants the link, feel free to message me separately and I'll send that over.
Love it. Love it. Matt Kent's, take us out.
Okay, so another idea, if you can hear me, if I'm not breaking up in bad coverage,
You're good.
if you take the email addresses into Facebook, you'll be able to get their Facebook profiles, and then you can then look at see their birthdays. So you can add their birthdays into your CRM. Take all the content you have, throw that in CRM, create an open house drip that goes over a year of 365 days. You can have ChatGPT build that out, but the whole idea I throw in there is Phil Jones' magic words into the drip campaign, and then say, would it be helpful if I sent you houses based on the criteria we talked about at the open house? And then now you're grabbing their attention, and then you're bringing them listings that they want to actually see. And then from there, the whole idea is a call to action, set up an appointment to go show them and get the buyer rep or listing appointment, or both.
Wow. All right. You guys did an amazing job. Joanne, Russ, Anna, Victoria, Aravind, thank you so much for jumping in here and providing value for all of us. It was absolutely amazing. You guys make it a great day. Thanks for hanging in with us 4 minutes over time. And I will look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Go get them.
Thank you, Jan. Good day, everyone.
Go get them, guys.